Well, you might as well. You might as well. Oh man. Anyway, hold on. I gotta hold on. I gotta get your voice in here.
Did the
Okay.
Clippers lose the first game?
No, the Clippers won. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Yes.
The Clippers won!
Bro, without Kawhi. Without Kawhi. I was shocked.
What's Kawhi doing now?
It's his knee shit or whatever. I don't know. Kawhi is he finesses the hell out of the NBA. I don't know. But it's wild. But Westbrook, Harden balled, bro. Harden, Westbrook, and PG balled out. Yeah, balled out. Crushed the Dallas. Crushed them. Doncic did his numbers.
It was Dallas that they played. Kyrie had that record-breaking game though, where he made like 20 straight.
But I mean, Kyrie balled, and so did Doncic. But they still got pants dusted. Yeah, man, they got toasted. It was crazy. So they had a good method. So I don't know if But ladies and gentlemen, Thunder up. I was gonna wear my other one, my black and gold, my black and silver Thunder shirt, but it's in the washer. So
anyway, you hear K Mega? He said bolt up.
I said Thunder up, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
I didn't know he was a San Diego fan.
Oh, I am I'm a San Diego Padre fan. Yeah,
San Diego. And man, he
Padre.
Excuse me, San Diego. I'm at Los Angeles. I forgot that they moved.
Oh no!
My bad. This man said bolt up. That's wild.
The only Los Angeles team that gets love from this Oklahoman is my LA Rams. That's it. Anything
Lakers.
else? You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, I should say two because I love my Padres too as well. I'm a Padres fan. Always will be a Padres fan. They just don't win, but they almost got to the World Series. Not last year, but the year before last. But and they're back in their winning ways this year. They was getting cooked. They had a lot of.
Who's the team that got caught cheating?
Houston, and they still went out. Okay. And they still went out and won the championship that following year. So yeah, so it was like, we'll cheat, we'll care anyway. But Houston's a good team. But anyway, wow. But yeah, welcome to the crossover, the light sports edition. You know how me and him do it. We'll go here and we'll start talking about our sports.
I love sports. I could just sit and talk about sports.
I'm telling you, I'm going to venture out. I'm going to do that politics thing, and I'm going to do that sports thing. It's eventually going to happen. It probably will happen when I'm done with doing the gaming podcast stuff. But which you know what I'm saying. So that probably might be my next venture. But regardless of that, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, and we got some stuff to talk about. And appreciate you guys coming up here, being here early, man. It is great. Great to see it. And I'm already out the bat. Man, I mean, man, drawing TJ and him. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm wondering what you think that Drawn is posted. Can you make a guess?
Yeah, I haven't. Did he already say something in the chat?
Yeah, he's already put a super chat up and
all right, I'll try to guess it.
Yeah,
I'll try to guess it because I haven't pulled up. I was actually looking for the stream right now. I haven't pulled it up yet. Let's see. I'm gonna guess
Crossfire X footage.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't ruin the mood.
Yeah. Let's go. Crossfire.
Let's see. I'm guessing. Let's see what's kind of happened lately. All right. So, Embracer.
Well,
did I get it?
No, but
Xbox. Was it close?
No, not even close. You should have known it's JT. I mean, it's TJ, man.
I was thinking it had something to do with Embracer splitting up and him wanting us to take the slice of pie.
Right. But he's, you know what I'm saying? He said Xbox will probably buy Take-Two and WB. He said we'll probably buy Take-Two and WB if they put more games everywhere and if they open the Xbox to more stores. All right, he's already kicking it off, talking about Xbox is buying everything. So your thoughts on that? Yeah, I do too. JT is always about that life.
I love it just because
TJ is about that life.
Just because he's so consistent.
He is consistent.
He's the same motherfucker every day.
Every day. You gotta love it. So yeah, no, I don't see that happening. Drawn, but I will say this: if the day that they do buy Warner Brothers, if they, because Take Two is in a stratosphere. They're untouchable. To me, Take Two is now in that EA, Namco, uh, Ubisoft level. Um, After now picking up Gearbox, and I'm sure that they're going to acquire some other stuff. I don't see I see Take Two being more of that type of publisher than getting acquired by anybody. They got one of the most powerful games in history, and they added another blockbuster title on top of all the rest of the blockbuster titles that they have. So Take Two is not going to get bought by anybody. But Warner Brothers, I mean, it's still shaky over there, and anything is possible. But I agree with you, Drawn. If they decide that if they do pick up Warner Brothers, I think y'all bets are off. When there won't be one Warner Brothers game that would be exclusive. It would be Thought City, and I mean, at that point, I mean, who would care? You know what I mean? So, I think all the crying and doubting and all this other stuff would be out the window. I don't know. Would you agree with that, or do you think Microsoft might try to keep one of those games in house if they got Warner Brothers?
Yeah. I mean, I think they're on their thought. They're on their thought. Um, what is it? They're pretty much on Demon Time as being a thought
Yeah,
right now, and like as a consumer and an Xbox fan, it's not like the most lovely thing to see.
no,
But as a person that understands, hey, these businesses are here to get money, not to please little old me, then it's like, all right, well, in that sense, I wouldn't not do it. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like
yeah,
if I was in a situation where somebody is like, hey, you can get a little bit of money or you can get a lot of money, I'll probably choose a lot of money.
right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's just the direction. I mean, that kind of give us a segue to our very first topic. But Drawn TJ hit us up again and said, Take Two is cheaper than ABK by 30 billion. I get that, but look at what is caused by Microsoft picking up ABK. The money hats are in Microsoft's ass right now. As I fall into the lava, was trying to make my secretive kill. But the money hats is like, yo, we got to recoup this money. And then after we recoup this money, you do whatever the hell you want to. But for right now, you hitting them streets, you hitting them blocks. And I mean, you hitting every last one of them. So until we get our money back. So, I mean, so if you add another 30 billion to that pot, then Xbox is definitely thoughting. You know what I'm saying? They will be for the streets. You know what I'm saying? They'll be for the streets. And so I just no, let them cook right now. We haven't even got all the benefits from the ABK deal yet. We know that that's coming. The rumors are swirling heavily about something being dropped here pretty soon. Also, one of the rumors right now is, and there's always a reason to my madness. I see my brother Cali Rex. He posted this right here. Let me go ahead. Well, I'll keep looking at that and not doing this. He said he picked up 007 Legends and completed his 007. He completed his 007 PlayStation 3 collection. Very good, very good. But I picked up, and I bought it once before, but it was only for the OG Xbox. I did not know that it was for that. I thought I got the cross. I thought it was like, like a backwards compat, like it would work, kind of like the one games from the Riddick games. Like there's a double pack that you can buy that has the first Riddick game that's on the OG Xbox, that when the new game came out, you can play both of those games on the 360. But okay, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I bought that again. I showed that earlier last week, where I went ahead and I got me another hard copy of that game, but I bought the 360 version. But there's a method to my madness, because there's rumors going around that there's there's a license agreement popping up to where Xbox is going to go not only full steam ahead with coming with backwards compatibility with the Call of Duty games, of course, which they're mostly all playable as it is, but with
Right.
other titles and Marvel versus Capcom. I mean, not Marvel versus Capcom, but Marvel Alliance 1 and 2 is rumored to be included in that. So I'm like, well, I might as well go ahead and start picking this shit up now, so I could go ahead and enjoy the festivities. But anyway, your thoughts about that before we get into the first topic, Ham? About backwards compatibility and old games, because I know you buy a lot of old games and you play a lot of old games yourself. I mean, you know, what would be the
Oh,
perfect
snap.
world?
Damn, TJ.
What?
Go ahead and take care of that first, brother.
My goodness, that's a man. I need to start doing some more streaming, don't I? Man, I appreciate it. Thank you, TJ. I'll go ahead and get to that. Boom. He said, thank you for the $50 donation, man. That's thank you. He said, dude, they will make their money back when COD goes in Game Pass. I'm saying they will buy them in 2 years. It's hard for regulators to say anything if you put them on put them everywhere and put it in a cheap subscription and open your console to Steam. Man, you're not wrong on that. You're not wrong on that. And the regulators, see, there's a method. You're right, and that's the one thing about this is that there is a method to Microsoft's madness by doing this. And if they're pointing this out, if there is still, because I know that they're not doing it right now, we haven't heard anything. But last year, if you remember, there was members of Congress that were saying that they wanted to go after Sony because they felt that Microsoft was getting the shorthanded stick from the FTC when Sony is over here doing the same thing and not getting regulated. And coming to find out that Sony was breaking treaty laws. PlayStation was breaking treaty laws that the United States was supposed to benefit from, and they were investigating that. Now, we haven't heard anything from that here, of course. There's all types of other stuff that's going on. There was a new Speaker of the House. Then you got the Republicans that want to talk about a new Speaker of the House again. It's wild. Anyway, but if they're still investigating this, Microsoft is saying, look, all the hurdles we had to go through this, and if they decide, Drawn T, that if they wanted to go ahead and go after another big fish, like let's say Take-Two, yeah, it can be played anywhere. And then what that does is Microsoft is setting another tone for the industry to get used to. And Nintendo, and the only one immune from that is Nintendo. So PlayStation would have to follow suit. I don't know. What do you think, Ham?
Let me ask you to restructure the question.
Okay. All right. Well, because I was reading off of what Drawn T was saying, but what I'm saying he making sense is that if Microsoft, okay, if Microsoft, he's thinking in 2 years Microsoft is going to get Take-Two. I don't think that they're going to get Take-Two, but I can see Warner Brothers, right?
Okay.
If they take and get Warner Brothers, right? And the way that Microsoft is structuring is changing the game by putting their former exclusives on PlayStation and Nintendo, the regulators can't really say shit. That's what he's saying. I definitely see that. I mean, I think that that's where Microsoft is moving towards. But I also feel that if that's the case, then Microsoft is also is forcing the market to change. And when we're talking about the market, we're talking about the market leader. We're talking about PlayStation, and PlayStation would have to follow suit. Nintendo is immune to this because Nintendo is kind of put in his own lane. But PlayStation would have to follow suit. Would you agree with that?
I mean, I agree because it's just like their whole thing right now isn't hardware sales. Hardware sales are fine for PlayStation.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's like the opposite. You look at Xbox and it's like hardware sales are a problem, but software is pushing.
Yep.
On the other hand, PlayStation hardware sales are great. software sales for at least a lot of first party stuff, not super great. Some good, a lot not good. Right? So I'm not gonna act like every single game isn't selling over there. That's not true. But like a lot of the games that they bank on.
Are you sure? PlayStation game wise, are they selling? Like
Well,
that?
I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
I'm saying that, like, the one, like Spider-Man, I'd say it sold okay. It didn't maybe like knock down the wall and say, "Hey, we back for a crazy," like, like I don't think it did anything like wild, but I can't throw too much shade and say, "Oh man, they didn't do nothing for it." I'm sure they made a little something off of that and whatnot, but I don't think. I mean, Hiroki Totoki himself came out and said, "Yo, this isn't enough," and that's not an Xbox fanboy's word. That is management of Sony that said that. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with you, K Mega. I think they'd have to, step on up and, maybe think. I mean, we see already, and I know we're gonna be talking about. We see the possibility of Helldivers
Yeah.
coming on over, right? And
Yeah.
and I wouldn't even. I mean, and I don't even think that's something that you can be mad about Sony for. It's just a good game that should be everywhere.
Right. Right. I mean, that's kind of like, let's go ahead and talk about it. I mean, there's a lot of rumors brewing. I mean, it kind of started off uh, with we've talked about it. I've talked about it before. But then I've seen Boone talk about it. I've seen even Jez and Rand talk about it, and now there's articles coming up because that's kind of like how the gaming media is now spiced now. They listen to certain content creators and then they go out and then they want to report the news. It's pretty wild. So it's just come to tell you the content creators is running the gaming news sector, not these journalists. But it's crazy to me because Helldivers 2, really good game. I haven't played it in a while because I was playing Tales of Arise and now I'm on Suicide Squad. But I mean, I can fill in the time now to play some Helldivers 2. Really fun game. And like you were just saying, like Sony games aren't really pushing. PlayStation games are abandoning their first party titles. I mean, because I guess it's just not new enough, or I don't know. Their software sales are in the tank compared to what they were on the PlayStation 4. So it would make
My
sense.
personal opinion is the. I mean, I know people don't like to hear this,
Yeah.
but my personal opinion, I think it's variety.
Mm,
They just don't have any variety, in
right.
my opinion.
Right.
And I'm not saying, hey, their games are bad. Like, I think The Last of Us is a good game. The like Spider-Man, it's a good game. Horizon, some people say it's a good game. Um, Gran Turismo, good game. Like a lot of the games that they have are good, but like 9 times out of 10, it's like third person over the shoulder. Um, you know, pretty much, beginning, middle, end game. Like, and there's really no reason to replay it unless you're just that big of a fan of it. You know what I mean? And when you look at a game like, and then when you look over at Microsoft, for the other hand, and I'm not saying, and I'm not saying every single game for Microsoft hits, because going to the idea of making varieties, you're testing water in a lot of different areas and whatnot. So like you could I feel like it's hard to say, oh man, Microsoft makes the same thing over and over, because they don't. Like Fable is nothing like Starfield. And
No.
Starfield is, nothing like in my opinion, it's gonna be nothing like Clockwork Revolution. Hellblade and Clockwork Revolution is gonna be nothing like Hellblade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these games are just not alike at all. Whereas even the platformer that is Ratchet and Clank is like the camera position, the feeling of the third person, and just the story of it is very, very similar to Spider-Man. You know what I mean? To where it's just
It
like,
is.
all right, there's a really this is a really tight game, and there's nothing wrong with a really tight game, but I mean, at the same time, it's just like you can't expect me to stick around too long when you make this type of game. You made a game that's just has, story, and that's it. And that's why I said earlier, and or not earlier, but I've said, a few months back that I'd love to see. I wish that Sony would have kept the idea of having that Spider-Man multiplayer game. And I wish they would have launched it with or later, but on the same IP that is Spider-Man 2. I miss the days where games would come out and have a single player mode and an online mode. It's very few.
Yeah.
Now they try to break it up.
Right.
And I don't like it.
Right.
But like, I'm just saying for myself, I know if that Spider-Man multiplayer came with Spider-Man 2, it'd still be downloaded on my PS5.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, yo, whenever I want, I can hop in with some friends or just hop in alone and, knock out some crime and be able to run around and do weird shit with the homies. Right? But I mean, I platinumed it in 20 hours and it was a $70 game and I'll probably never touch it again.
Oh my God.
And that kind of stinks.
That stinks a lot. That reeks of foulness. That just
Thank you, Cassie.
Yeah, no, I saw what Cassie was saying. I was just like, she must be desperate, but that's okay. Appreciate it, Cassie.
Come on, man, you mad disrespectful? Fuck you.
No, Everborn Soccer Man, appreciate you coming through, brother. He sit there, and of course, he had to throw his 2 cents in. He says, if Xbox is buying anyone else, it needs to be Sega.
Hey, I ain't mad about
that.
On
the prize, people. Of course,
especially with this backwards compatibility thing.
Right. Every Xbox
goodness
gamer,
gracious.
I would like to see a poll. So Everborn, put a poll out, or somebody put a poll out.
I don't think they can do that. You have to do it, bruh. Get off your ass.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I might drop a poll. Pause. But I mean, I might do a poll. I might do a poll to where I'm asking, are you excited? I mean, would you be excited about? And I don't know if other people has done it before for Sega, if Xbox can get Sega, because I mean, I think it would be very, very small. That would say no, I wouldn't want Sega. I think the majority of people who like Xbox loved Sega, especially loved the Dreamcast. And so so yes, no, it would be perfect. But I just think because of their partnership and they're already getting all those games. But yeah, no, I mean, but to lock in and to get Sega, that means that Japanese market is locked. And
I remember when I did an interview with Everborn Saga, and he said something that was very telling and true. And that is, and that's in my opinion, right? So I could be wrong to some people, but he was just like, people that are like Xbox fans usually had Sega in their blood heavy.
That's it. Yep.
Prior.
I was one of them. Yep.
I was by far one of them. I couldn't help myself. Sega was just too tough. It was too tough.
Too much. And then that was the thing. Like, if it wasn't, because it came to economics when it came down to it. That's the only reason why I jumped on PlayStation. Sega got too big for their britches. They got greedy. And I know that their hardware was much more powerful than the PlayStation 1, but it just economics, man. I mean, I got a 2-year-old kid, 3-year-old kid, and then of course I got a 1-year-old kid at the time, and then I'm going to college. I can't afford this shit. Like, I'm seeing this place, but I got to play some games. So I was like, man, so it was the economics that got me, and then it turned me into a PlayStation stand, and I didn't pick up a Saturn until way later. But yeah, no, I'm always going to be a Sega fan forever. So I would love it. I would love it. I would be grinning ear to ear. And so I hope that dream comes true for Everborn, because he has been adamant, and you know what I'm saying, and that we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully Xbox will do that instead of going after Take-Two or something like that. You know, get into that Eastern market, which they are doing. But but get something. Wow, that would be dope. Drawn T, again, he said, thank you, man. He said, I'm just saying, never say never. We never thought they would get ABK. And you're right. I mean, that is true. I would have never, if somebody came to me 5 years ago, 4 years ago, and told me Microsoft was going to acquire ABK. I mean, hell, if they told me that they were going to get ZeniMax, I would have been like, let's stop this. You know what I'm saying? Xbox is fighting for their damn life right now. They need to just go ahead and just bring out their IPs that they got and work on that, and then try to, you know what I'm saying, because the way that it looked is that Xbox didn't have no support the way that it looked in 2017, right? So from the money hats in Microsoft. So to see that this happen is nuts to me. So yeah, you're right. You can never say never. So that means that, Sega is there. Warner Brothers is there. I just think the Take-Two is just one of those untouchables now. I really do. I just don't see Take-Two getting bought out by anything. I think Take-Two is going to do more buying. And then they're going to really kind of restructure, because they're already doing it. They're restructuring the market into their favor. And because they got the game that people must have. I mean,
I got a question for you that might rally you up a little bit, K.
Let's go. What we
might rile up the chat a little bit too. I want to see where everybody's energy is at right now.
Let me put this trash on here just to give him his props from this desperate woman, Colt. I'm sorry, Colt Classic Cage, but that's okay.
Oh, stop it! You stop going after her, man. Golly.
Oh no, that's good. No, good deal. That's right.
Xbox's very own King Thrash, y'all.
Thank you. Hate. About to go and put
Mega Thrash.
Yeah, Mega Thrash. I'm about to go home and put water in your mama's dish. I'll be back. Hate. Anyway.
Oh man, I love that episode.
That was one of my favorites. Yeah.
But dang man, yeah. So you said you were throwing that on the screen, and yeah. So my question to you and the folks in the chat and whatnot is, how serious do you take people saying, and I personally think it's silly, but a lot of folks are saying, oh, they ain't gonna be porting games to Xbox no more. These third-party publishers don't like Xbox like that. They're gonna stop publishing games for their console or whatever, or for their ecosystem or whatnot. Where do you kind of take that stand when you hear that?
I take it. We talked about this on GRG. Matter of fact, I'm gonna clip what you and what Hokage was talking about.
We were cooking.
Y'all was cooking Friday night. So if y'all missed GRG, go and check it out. Like Ham, they came a little late, but man, Ham took a nap, got up, and was on demon time. So and Husky was too. They both was late, and all of a sudden, they seemed like they conspired to want to just be devious. I don't know, but it's what I've been saying for a while, and the PlayStation community is on social media is failing PlayStation. They're failing them because they brag about all these games. They've come out and they've told us that these games are hot, they're great, they're wonderful. This is why Xbox is third place. PlayStation's the best place to play. And then you have a situation of what you see with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Or then you have a situation to where nobody's talking about. You look at the list of the top 25 and it's mostly your competitor. That right there is the problem. So again, while I was bringing up the situation with Helldrivers 2, is that it makes sense for Sony to do that. It's a game that it's already on PC. It came out day one. It is a hit. And when you look at the numbers, the game is doing better outside of PlayStation. So this new CEO is looking at this shit and saying, bro, this isn't it. We have to change the game. And then when you look at these exclusives that the Xbox can never get last gen. They're getting them now. Now, again, we know that Sony is shrewd when they're coming with their business tactics. But now you're seeing Kena is going to come to Xbox. And I was hot about Kena not coming to Xbox when at the time. Because that's a beautiful game. So I bought it. I'll be gladly to buy it again. But it's now getting to a point to where, like you said, this variety that PlayStation is lacked is starting to bite them on the ass, on top of the fact of the greed, because $70 games, even if a game is $40, $50, it just, people's money is just stretched way thin. And if you're showing a $70 game and it ain't God of War, Spider-Man, or Gran Turismo, or maybe, I mean, hell, even, I mean, I think a new Last of Us would be fine. But it's just, but these games these games has been ported over. Like, nobody thought about Persona ever coming to Xbox, or Yakuza coming to Xbox. It's all happening right before our eyes. And when eventually by next gen, when we'll get the Final Fantasy games, PlayStation gamers will be saying the same shit like they always do. Oh, you get our hand-me-downs. Nah, because the way that y'all are acting about Sea of Thieves is actually grotesque. Because y'all are over here capping about Game Pass fodder, because that's exactly what you called Sea of Thieves. Now y'all over here clamoring because it's got a couple of more shades better than what the Xbox version is. So that's what I'm saying. That group is failing the PlayStation brand, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just my thoughts about it. So anyway, but Helldivers 2, your thoughts, Ham? Like, is it smart for Sony to go ahead and try to let this game get out there and be a thought? Like, I mean, I think it is, but what's your thoughts?
I don't see why not.
Mm-hmm.
The game is a service game.
Yeah.
It's a service game. And I don't see why you'd want to, like, especially in this time when you're talking about, hey, we need, to get more funds. We need to get more funds. We need to get more sales. I don't see why you would hold on to that one in particular if it could rake anywhere that it goes. Right? So, I mean, this isn't like a God of War or Spider-Man or something like that. This is a multiplayer live service game. That doesn't really have a huge story line like that. Like, it has like lore and stuff like that in it, but it's not like you hop in the game to play a story. You're hopping in the game just to launch down onto a planet, fight a bunch of robots or bugs or whatnot, and then you're out. And you just do it over and over and over. It's a loop type of game, right? And I just think it'd be a good idea for Sony to get out there and make a little extra cheese, seeing that Microsoft is doing that on their platform. Why wouldn't you want to do it right back or try to do it better? Right?
Right.
To me, it's just money left on the table, and I don't see why you'd leave money on the table after having all that fuss with Hiroki Totoki and stuff like that coming down saying, y'all need to make, more money, yada, yada, yada. And you already know, like, Bungie is working on a game to put over on Xbox. MLB The Show has been on Xbox for a hot minute.
Right.
Why not? Like, why stop with Helldivers?
That's it. And also, if you look and see on that 25 list, MLB The Show is like in the top 5. I mean, that's telling right there. I mean, I get that Xbox gamers don't like the fact, because I didn't like the fact that High Five Rush is on PlayStation, and that it will eventually go on to the new Switch. But and then also and hopefully, by what Matt Booty's saying, a case by case basis. Hopefully they look and they seen the PlayStation gamers didn't even support High Five Rush, right? So maybe that's one of those games that's like, okay, we tried it, because it does cost money to port these games over. So we tried it, it didn't work for this game, scratch it. But now we get into this point of like, well, if Xbox gets Helldivers 2, then what else Xbox is going to give? And then see, instead of and instead of looking at it as a negotiation, pretty much of like, will Xbox ever get a Spider-Man? I mean, there's a possibility, because I mean, it's because Disney has got Sony on the ropes when it comes to that contract, and especially as much money as they're spending. And I guarantee you, if that multiplayer game, or that live service Spider-Man game was out and it wasn't doing well on PlayStation, I guarantee you that game would have been played everywhere, because it would make sense. And then at that point, it would open up an opportunity for maybe Spider-Man to eventually come back to Xbox and to maybe into Nintendo. But I just think that the old guard of what Sony has thought about is dying. I think because the way these gamers talk about exclusives, like they're the best thing next to sliced bread, they're not supporting them like this the same way they did with the PlayStation. And like you going back to that one point that you were saying about variety. If you go back and you think about the PlayStation 4 generation, even though a lot of those games were locked in from second and third party exclusives, but there was a lot of variety. You look at seeing games like Gravity Rush, and then you look and you see a game like Street Fighter V, and then you got Bloodborne, and then you all of a sudden, then you got The Last of Us, and then all of a sudden you got God of War dropping, and then you have Yakuza, and then there's Persona. There was a lot of variety last gen for PlayStation, and you're right, it's no variety now. So. And it's remakes, and it's the same shit, and you're charging you more for it, and that's, to me, is almost criminal, because it's like the media was going after Microsoft and EA and everybody else was saying that, well, coming after these games, that these live service games, they're predatory against kids and things like that. Isn't it predatory towards for a game that people has already bought, to charge them more money for it instead of giving them a free enhancement? I mean, they didn't give Xbox enough credit for the enhancements for games that just doing it for free. I mean, that's good customer service, in my opinion. And I don't know, man. It's kind of wild to me. It's kind of wild. Let me read what some of the people in the chat are talking about. Richie said, Helldivers 2, let me get to it. He said, Helldivers 2 is great because you can jump in 1 hour and get out and feel satisfied, unlike competitive games where you need winning streaks. Right, like Call of Duty is like, see, I agree, Helldivers reminds me of the peanut butter and jelly, just like Call of Duty. You don't have to play hours and hours of Call of Duty to get any satisfaction. And that's why Call of Duty is going to remain to be one of the top games, because that's what gamers and a lot of gamers have time for, is just for a couple of hours at night, and then before they got to go to bed or got other activities they got to take care of and things like that, because the majority of gamers today are adults and we got adult shit to take care of. So, sitting there and taking, and having to grind to get any type of satisfaction, that greed is coming back on a lot of these games out here, and taking up too much time. So that's why people feel comfortable with a Call of Duty, and I feel that people will be comfortable with Helldivers. You're absolutely right with that. We got somebody that I have not seen before coming up in here, man. Appreciate you coming through. Aussie fan 80. He said, Kena is a fun game. I like the idea of using the rot to help. I played several hours and had a good time. Yeah, no, it's a beautiful game. Not only for an indie title, beautiful, and it had a really, really cool premise to it. And yeah, I do like the fact the way you can use you can use the rot to go through and change the game and bring out the lush.
The end of that game was a pain in the ass, bro.
Was it? Because I haven't beat the game. I played, yeah. So I
it wasn't that it was crazy hard. It was just like
a lot of shit going on.
Timing. A lot of timing.
Okay. But yeah. So now, and then also, let me go ahead and Richie put this in here, and that's a question, before we move on to the next topic, is he said Gravity Rush, Knack, PlayStation All Stars, right? And I'm pretty sure that's somebody bringing up these games and saying maybe these games could potentially come to Xbox. I mean, maybe not PlayStation All Stars, but Gravity Rush. I mean, they're bringing it back and they put it on PC. What stops them from bringing a game like that to come to Xbox and Nintendo? I mean, I would like to see Xbox gamers have a chance to play it. You know, I don't know. I'm not fully all on board of everything being a non-exclusive because I feel that is still important to the brands. But I mean, you know, but it's just kind of like. But see, I didn't really care too much about the digital and physical thing. But I think that the more and more when people get used to it, just kind of like with the digital and the hard copy thing, you just look at the numbers and people are way more comfortable of just buying their games digitally now. So I think that eventually, if Xbox is moving this direction, PlayStation is going to move this direction too. It's just going to take them longer, just like what they're doing with their services and everything else. So I don't know. It's pretty wild to me. All right, let's go. I wanted to. Well, the game just went off. Well, I said I wanted to talk about it. So I've been playing Suicide Squad, and I have to say, and I posted this yesterday. I can't trust reviewers. I can't trust them. I don't trust I've never trust Metacritic, but I just can't trust reviewers anymore. I'm one of these people that has always been want to be hands-on. I want to experience the game myself. It all kind of started with me when people were going crazy about Quantum Break, and I was like, what? Like, okay. I mean, I bought it day one, but I didn't have time to play it day one. But I'm seeing the reviews, and I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong with this game, man? Did I waste my money? And then when I played it, I was like, what the hell? This game is amazing. And so I'm kind of looking at this with Suicide. I mean, I've seen it all through the last generation and this generation as well. But Suicide Squad, regardless, love it or hate it, whatever, if you've played it. But I am not going to take a person's opinion that I don't know over mine. And I'm not going to give them that much credibility to tell me that a game is not worth playing if there's a game that I'm interested in. I mean, because if I sit there and listen to what they said about Suicide Squad and listen to what social media was when they was diving, but this is not the game we want, all this stuff. Man, play that game. It's on sale. If you want to wait until because I think that game will eventually drop on, will probably come to Game Pass at some point because it didn't sell well. Man, that story is fire. That game is fun as shit. If you like games like The Division, if you're into Crackdown 3 or the Crackdown games, man, that's exactly what this game is. It's like Crackdown and The Division put into one. And you're just playing with superheroes. And that story is incredible. The voice acting is fantastic. The story is really, really solid. It makes sense while they're hopping and traversing around. Because man, you just got, man, there's a fight scene between Superman and Wonder Woman, bruh. This shit is crazy, man. The writing is on point because there's points where it gets really serious, and you're like, oh shit. And then there's points where they're like, if it's not Boomerang or it's Harley or if it's King Shark or because Deadshot is pretty kind of straightforward. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of no nonsense. So it's usually the other three. They'll fuck it up when it's a serious moment and somebody will say the most dumbest shit and it's funny. Like, I don't know, man. I just say, try these games for yourself, man. And then, of course, getting to my main point of the reviews for 100 Heroes that's coming out that's coming out on Game Pass, a game that I'm anticipating to play. Can't wait to play it. It's got 3 different scores. On the Nintendo, it's a 54. On Xbox, it's a 78. On PlayStation, it's a 83. And I think on PC, it's like in the 70s or something like that. It's the same damn game. Unless PlayStation has something extra, which I don't think it does. How the hell does that make sense, Ham? How the hell when you review a game that games are that lopsided in their 54 to a 83 rating? What the hell is going on, man? What's going on with
that? Something weird. I tell you that because the only reason you'd be able to that score would make sense is if it was like tellingly broken. off of one platform to another.
Mhm.
I could see how the scores could, maybe look a little funky then. But we're talking about the same game. More than likely, I mean, I choose to believe the game probably runs fine. So in this, I just think it's just people showing off their kind of bias, to be honest. I mean, because even Nintendo's taking hits.
54.
It, dude, Nintendo's catching strays. And I just I don't understand why, especially when somebody is supposedly like in first or whatever. Why do you feel the need to assist them so hard? I just
Yeah.
find it weird,
Yeah.
right? Because who are you helping? I mean, in my opinion, you keep telling, Sony, oh, everything's great, everything's okay. You've told them that now. You told them the VR was fine. How about that right now? VR was great. Everybody should still be getting VR. VR got games. Well, it's been a year and they already pretty much dropped support of it, seemingly.
Yeah.
And then we have all these, exclusives that are supposed to be coming out, and all these, games that have the advertising done by Sony. I mean, this game right here, or not this game, but Suicide Squad
Yeah.
had the marketing rights.
Yeah.
For Sony, and luckily that's not exclusive, because if that was, that would have been real tragic.
Very tragic.
So just kind of think about that. Like a game that is like K-Meg is sitting here, he's telling you he's having a blast playing it. Don't listen to the reviewers and yada yada yada. Imagine if that game was exclusive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to say that, like, for games like Final Fantasy Rebirth, I'm not really a Final Fantasy person. Like, I don't really care about Final Fantasy, but seeing them, I don't like it when a company is like, why did this happen, or how did this happen? And I'm just like, dude, really?
Yeah.
Don't stab yourself in the leg and then ask why you can't run. You know what I mean? Like, so with Final Fantasy, I don't know what they were thinking. Rise of the Ronin, I don't even know with that one right now.
Oh, it's cooked. It's cooked.
That Rise of the Ronin kind of did itself a disservice, right? And then on top of it, then made themselves exclusive, so doubled down on the disservice for themselves.
Yep.
Stella Yams, I don't know if I could really be mad at that. When somebody throws a bag at you, you're gonna do what you do, right? Somebody throws a bag at you and says, "Hey, we want this to be exclusive." You're gonna do what you do, but at the same time, now we're almost at the launch date of it, and I'm wondering, how is that gonna do in sales now? Because Sony went clear out of their way to stop it from going to Xbox.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So just kind of curious how that's gonna go. But yeah, I mean, this is a new day and age of gaming, and us old heads, or some of y'all old heads out there, don't want to realize that these companies need to cater the gamers. The gamers don't need to cater these companies. When I go to Twitter and I see all these people saying, "Oh, PlayStation's fine" all the time, it's a little weird, because we're literally seeing, and I know they're seeing it too, we're literally seeing like meetings and stuff like that Sony has had where they're talking and they're not happy. If Sony's not happy, why are you happy? Like, why are you bragging about something that just said, "Hey, we're not doing the best that we can. We're doing all right. We're doing good in console sales, but we're not doing the best that we can software sales." Why do you keep telling everybody, "Oh, the quality bar is this"? If the quality bar is this and they ain't selling, there's a problem. So what you're openly admitting is, hey, we're fine with them overspending on games that aren't being bought. I just think that's wild.
No,
I just think that's wild. And one thing that really bothers me is how willing us fans, as Xbox and PC, whatever. I feel like we're very open to admit stuff. So I have no problem looking dead at somebody when they say, hey, Xbox hasn't sold consoles like they said. They're really down versus PlayStation. I'm like, you're absolutely right.
Right.
They fucked up. But then when I turn around and say, man, I don't understand why that game's exclusive. It didn't make the sales that they deserve this over here for PlayStation. This is a PlayStation first party game. It wouldn't sell if it went over to Xbox. It's just all these excuses. And I'm just like, yo, I didn't mean to get under your skin. I thought we were having a conversation about talking about the truths of the matter right now. You just got done telling me Xbox isn't selling the consoles. I acknowledge that. I tell you, hey, PlayStation's having a hard time with some of their own IP dash exclusive IP.
Right.
And that frustrates you when literally the management are telling you that? Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't even know how to talk to these people out here anymore. I got into it this last weekend with King Thrash, like throughout the weekend, pretty much. Just going back and forth about, ideals and the way things are laid out and stuff like that. And I came to the same conclusion I came to when he was on GRG. Why am I talking to this dude? He's a dude that calls himself a prophet and claims to never have taken a loss, but he got articles written on him taking L's.
Major L's.
So when you are talking to a person like that, it's just a waste of time.
It is.
And I had to realize that, hey, I fucking wasted a ton of time talking to somebody because they're not there to see my point of view. They're there to argue until you don't want to talk anymore.
Right. And then they'll claim that as a victory because they spew enough nonsense that's what I'm saying. That group has been harming Sony for a long time. Like they talk about all these games. And see, this is another thing too. Instead of them coming in, like you said, to their realization of saying, look, man, we need to start really getting the PlayStation community together to start supporting these games that we love and we want, or we'll have our games maybe eventually coming over to Xbox, and we don't want that to happen. So let's support them. But no, they're always giving this false impersonation of saying that PlayStation is fine because of their sales. And even some of the older PlayStation fans or content creators, they know. They used to argue and say the console sells, the hardware is what makes all the money. But then they've had to double down and say, well, they had to change up and say, okay, it's the software. Well, the software is not doing it. Look and see this. Is this what I said on GRG Friday night when I asked Prax? I'm like, if you own a business and let's say that there's a competitor that's saying, hey man, we got a couple of new products that we probably, a couple of old products and maybe one new product or two that we want to bring into your store. Is that okay? And they say, okay, sure. And you say, okay, sure. Yeah, you can put them and you put them way in the back somewhere. You don't even advertise them. But then everybody is going up there and buying their shit and not buying yours. The person that's looking at your books is going to be concerned. But that's not what they give you. Well, the 50 million sales is 3 to 1, 2 to 1, 20 to 1. It can be 20 to 1. And if you're not selling, if your software is not pushing, you're being affected. The CEO is not going to come out and tell you, we got a problem if everything is fine. That's not how PlayStation works. So it is pretty crazy that they will constantly just tell you any and everything, and the media helps that. That's why they're on the take for real. When you look and see that they give these, and Richili said this perfectly. He says PlayStation needs a higher score for 100 heroes because Xbox gamers will play it on Game Pass, and PlayStation needs an incentive to buy it. And that to me
Ooh.
is the problem.
Ooh.
He's 100% right.
Yes, I mean, damn,
That
that's a god
that's
damn.
it's the truth. And that tells you right there that the media is on the take. The media is on the take, and the people that is reviewing these games are on the take. They want to preserve. It's just like when they made when the media went all out and started this whole single player. You got to protect single players, and multiplayer games should die. Think about that last gen. How adamant the media was about coming out and wanting support single players, and people just ate it up, just sopped it up like it was a biscuit and gravy. Man, bro, they just, single players, Phil Spencer, no, the former CEO at EA, they're wrong. This is right. And I mean, this was Xbox gamers as well that was implying the same bullshit where single player games is not going anywhere. The reality is this: you ain't buying them. You're not. The budgets are. You want these big crazy budgets, but you're not supporting these games. So we have to do something. And that's where we're at. And at least, like you said, Xbox gamers acknowledge. There's some of us that it takes a little bit longer to acknowledge that, you know what I'm saying, when we getting our teeth kicked in, or if Xbox is doing something that we don't like, we don't say something, but eventually we do. PlayStation gamers, the ones that do come out and say something and say and tells the truth to their listeners and viewers, they get shunned. And they get put in time out. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. So let them cook over there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? If they want to give this, we know that we're going to, well, I don't know if you're going to play the game, but I'm going to buy it, but I'm buying it day one. But you know what I'm saying? That? But the 100 Heroes, I'm buying that day one. I'm really, because I bought the first game. I love, it goes back for an old PlayStation 1 game that Capcom used to make. I believe it was Capcom. Sudoku, you don't let me be country. You know I don't know how to say those damn names of these games like that. But it was an old PlayStation 1 game. They had a whole bunch of them. And so that's the successor to that game. And so I love those games. I love those games back then. So yeah, no, I'm all about it. And on top of that, this is the type of these are games that Xbox needs in their portfolio. You know what I'm saying? So that's, to me, I gotta support it. And I know you're supporting it through Game Pass as well. So it is what it is. You don't have to buy it, but I'm buying it just for my sake, because I want these type of games to keep coming in keep coming in abundance over here at Xbox. But it's crazy. Let me go ahead and read the super chat. John T said, put all Xbox games on PlayStation. No. He said I'll chainsaw a pony and teabag them in Halo. We can prove who is better. Nah, man. I don't want to see Halo. I don't want to see Gears. I don't want to see Forza. I don't want to see Starfield. I don't want to see Fable. I don't want to see Killer Instinct, and I damn sure don't want to see Blade going over to PlayStation. But I guarantee you, Blade probably will. Well, I ain't gonna guarantee you, but I'm scared. I'm kind of scared that Blade will. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? Indiana Jones. I don't know. I think it will go over to PlayStation 2. I hope not. But if it does, but Halo, Gears of War, and no, I will not. And I will repeat this again. If they did put Halo, Gears, Forza on PlayStation, I'm not stop being an Xbox first guy. I'm just gonna be like, holy shit, the game has changed so much. You know what? It's changed. There ain't nothing I can do, but I ain't stepping away from the Xbox ecosystem because of it. This game will just be changed. It's not the old guard anymore. The whole thing is just turned upside down. So we'll see. But I just don't see that. I don't. Hell, if Halo, Gears, and Forza went over to PlayStation, what would be your thought process? Would you be out? Would you be done? Where would you be?
Does Xbox still have consoles coming out?
Yeah, but the consoles will still come. Will still drop.
Yeah, I'd still be on the console. I don't care.
Right. Same.
I mean,
me too.
I mean, I can not like something and still like, I don't always like the head coach of my favorite football team, but I'm still going to go to the game.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, especially when I've like invested a lot of time and, you know, and plus this is a platform. You got to remember that. Like, you sunk how much money into this? Why the hell would I just get up and walk away? Just because a few games or even all the games go over, right? I mean, that's like, I don't know. I don't even know how to like really put that into words. I just think it's just really ignorant and arrogant to just be like, you know what? They're they're not serving me only, so I'm out.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, at the end of the day, if I'm like I said, the new argument nowadays, and a lot of people don't want to admit it, is ecosystem.
That's it.
It's not, oh man, because if I if I leave Xbox because oh, Sony has all the games now, I can now only play those games on my TV, and then I have to possibly wait for it to come to PC maybe a little bit later. And then the only other way I could play handheld is through remote play, and that's garbage. So no, like, I want to be able to have as much access in as many places as possible, including its first party hardware. Right? So I love putting it on my PC, being able to play. And I love it when people say, what are you gonna do when all the Xbox games go over to PlayStation? What are you gonna do? As if like
I cry. Yeah,
as if I'm gonna be locked up in a corner, not sure, like scared or something.
Like, we're gonna turn our Xboxes off, take them out, unplug them, and or trade them in, and I still have I got 900 games on my Xbox. What the fuck are you talking about? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna still keep playing my Xbox games. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so I'm all in on ecosystem right now, because, you know, if you're making it easier for me to travel, do stuff, play games, all that stuff, then I'm going where the games are, dog.
Exactly.
It is essentially so if Xbox backtracked and said, "Hey, we're only doing console gaming now, FPC, F mobile, F handhelds, and all that stuff," and PlayStation came out and said, "We're actually going to do everything that Xbox was doing. We're going to put everything on PC. We're going to, you know, make it available on other devices and stuff like that." Then I'd be like, "Buy Xbox," because at that time it's just like, yo, they're giving me so many different ways to play compared to you giving me one and a half. Because I'm not even going to call remote play a full extra way to play, because that's hit and miss.
Right, and that to me is where
I'll be right back. I go check on my wife.
Okay, all right. And that to me is what the whole situation is it's more about the ecosystem and where you want to play your games. And if you want to play them on PlayStation more than you do anywhere else, and that's fine. You want to play them on Nintendo more than anywhere else, that's fine. Nintendo has it locked down like that, and Nintendo is going to probably it will be the last one to where they'll expand. But at some point, it's going to get to where their fan base is going to start not buying the games at the clip like they have. And then they're going to have to expand a little bit. So, I mean, but yeah, no, it just doesn't make any sense to me. What Xbox has been doing has been giving me it's been setting me up ever since 2016 to this new way of how to play games, and I love it. Play Anywhere is one of the most incredible things. Smart delivery is great. But I mean, good God, but Play Anywhere is everything to me. That was the whole reason for me to say, okay, I'm going to upgrade my PC. So I can play, so I can go ahead and just be far ahead of the game, and then I can play my PlayStation games at the best quality that I can get, and then just go from there, and also my Xbox games on occasion. And then for the games that isn't Play Anywhere, that's where my Xbox is my ecosystem. That's where I want to play my games. I want to get my achievements there. You know, I mean, I'm not an achievement whore, but I mean, I like I like getting my achievements more on Xbox than I do anywhere else. So
You okay, Mega? I
understand.
just remembered part of my point of why I was talking, but I was kind of like listening in the background, so I was kind of a little shooken up and
Yeah,
not
yeah, that's fine.
really completely on topic.
That's
But
fine.
but another piece of that conversation that I was just talking about with a lot of people out here saying, "What are you gonna do if it goes over there, brother? Like, what are you gonna do about that when you can't just play it on Xbox? You can play it on PlayStation too." And I'm just like, I don't know. What did Microsoft do when other what did Microsoft do when HP and Compaq and Dell and all these other companies came out and whatnot? They had all these much more powerful systems than the Gateway at the time. What did Microsoft do? And I mean, I'm gonna be shouting this from the rooftops over and over and over until it gets into people's thick skulls, because they got a problem with understanding, hey, there's always going to be something stronger than these fucking consoles.
Yep.
There's
Yep.
always going to be something strong. And so what did Microsoft do? They said, hey, instead of trying to chase Intel, instead of trying to chase AMD, instead of trying to chase NVIDIA, how about, and instead of trying to chase all of these platforms like Dell and Compaq, HP, whatever, maybe we should just pick a lane and drive it home.
Right.
And by that, I mean, we know they need our software. Dell needs our software. Hewlett Packard needs our software. Compaq needs our software. All these folks out here want our software. Even Mac. Even Apple needs some software, right? But what we're going to do is, instead of trying to make the exact same tough, super duper PC, we're going to make something that I know just works for the people that needs our stuff, right? I present you the Surface Pro. We don't have to make this. We don't have to make this at all. We could just be like, you know what? We're good. Just use our software. We're good. We don't need to sell you any hardware at all. But instead, they're like, yo, actually, we're going to make a little bit of hardware because we understand that there are people that want to only be in this ecosystem. And that's it.
Yep.
And it's really that simple. I don't know why people think that just because Microsoft is sharing some of its games that it's just absolutely done with hardware at all, when they literally have a history showing you what they do when certain stuff like this happens.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yep.
find a lane, they get into it, and they still serve you the software and the hardware. This is what it is.
No, it is what it is. I mean, that's a great point. Let me go ahead and read some more of these super chats. Drawing TJ, appreciate it, man. He said, I don't even bother talking to ponies. Like, listen, I'll talk to stands, and some of them will be reasonable. Most of them aren't. And I'm pretty sure that they may feel the same way opposite of the Xbox gamers or whatever, but Nintendo gamers. But I'm glad to have a reasonable conversation with anybody. But once they get into that really crazy point, like you say about what Thrash
You
does.
see Umbra?
Yeah, no. Let me see what Umbra said. What did Umbra say?
He said, what you gonna do when Xbox runs wild on you? What you gonna do, brother?
That's exactly what they're doing right now. Let me read the other ones. He says, only put the multiplayer, not the story games. Now, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. That's what I'm hoping that. That's what I was hoping Xbox would do. But I mean, with High Five Rush, now again, I think that's an experiment to see what happens. But if it goes by, and if that's an experiment, then it failed miserably. And hopefully Xbox will say, okay, our story games will stay here on Xbox and PC, and then we'll just keep moving forward. But some tells me that they will kind of push the envelope again with one or two more single player games before we realize, but we just don't know what single player games that will be. And what I'm saying, Hellblade might be one. I really don't see Starfield. I don't. I know that the media and the stands want it, so they could go ahead and after they shitted on the game so much. But I don't. The game didn't need PlayStation to be successful. Again, it had more. It was more successful than Spider-Man at this moment right now. I mean, all you gotta do is look at the players, look at the what it did on Xbox and PC compared to what Spider-Man. People are still talking about Starfield. Nobody's talking about Spider-Man 2 no more. Nobody.
And shout out to John. Shout out to Jack Move Johnny on Twitter.
Oh, what did he?
He's one of the realest PlayStation fans I know.
He's one of the few. He is.
He has no problem saying that. Hey, this is fucked. He just got done putting up a post. Well, actually, he didn't just put it up. He put it up last night at midnight, or at midnight today, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, he put Rise of the Ronin and reportedly Final Fantasy VII Rebirth struggling in sales, while Sea of Thieves and Grounded striving on PlayStation 5.
Cooking ass.
What happened to this fan base?
See? Yeah. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, he's right. See, again, when you have more real conversations like that, then PlayStation will be in a better place. But instead, what their fan base wants to hear is how bad Xbox is doing. How they always want the win. And when you really look at it, they're not winning like they think they are. They're very comfortable. It's like when you see in those movies where before the villain comes and takes over their town or their world or whatever, these people be in harmony. And then there might be somebody that'll give them a warning by saying, "Look, man, this shit's coming," and this tidal wave is going to come and take out this whole city. Whatever. They're over here. There's always this group that's content and thinking like nothing's going to happen. You're just making it up. And then all of a sudden, then they get cooked. That's exactly what's happening right here. Let me go ahead and read this other super chat from Drawn T. He said, if they go to PlayStation, they have to buy it. We get it free in Game Pass day one. Well, it's not really free because we paying for Game Pass. But I get what you're saying, right? Yes. I mean, that's it, right? Like, that's the whole thing that's what makes this an incredible win for Microsoft. And when you see that these multiplayer games that have been talked and shitted on by PlayStation gamers and seeing that in their top 25, that that Microsoft have all these games in there and they're making money and continuously making money. Because Sea of Thieves isn't out yet. But when it does, I mean, people are going to buy cosmetics. People are going to continue to buy it, and it might even thrive even more than what is anticipated. Grounded, I think, is going to kill it on PlayStation. And so, also Pendiment was on Xbox too, and it didn't do well at all. So, Pendiment I don't think did very well on Xbox either. But I don't know. But yeah, no, it's just they're killing it from within. They're killing it from within. You know what I'm saying? I see what Ozzy is saying in here. He says, I'm definitely going PC for next gen. I will run my Xbox until it is obsolete and then get the next Xbox. I really like their consoles. See, that's the thing to me. Why is it obsolete? That's the question that needs to be asked now. Is why is it obsolete? Think about it. Is Netflix obsolete? Is Hulu obsolete? Is Paramount obsolete? Is you know what I'm saying? When you put I don't know, like, what makes a console obsolete? It's not you know what I'm saying? Like, the console itself is a piece of hardware, and the technology within that console is what you like, right? Of course, the software, but I mean, if PlayStation is not giving you something better or something that you aren't invested in their product, you're more invested into what Xbox provides. How is the console obsolete? I don't know, Ham. Your thoughts about that? You know what I'm saying? I get if you get the software part, but But that still doesn't make the console obsolete, especially if you like the features that the console provides for you.
So when you say the console's obsolete, in what dimension are you talking about?
I'm going off of what Aussie fan 80 said. He said I'm just reading what he said. He says I'm definitely going PC for next gen. I will run my Xbox until it is obsolete and then get the next Xbox. I really like their consoles. If you that's all that matters. If you like the consoles and what they do with the consoles, then how is it obsolete?
Yeah, technically it's obsolete right now.
Yeah. So
Like if we want, I mean, but it's just obsolete versus personal worth are two totally different things.
Right.
Right? It's the reason why I have a Sega Tower of Power right here. It's the reason I have a 64 right here, a 3D fucking O. Are we not going to say those things aren't obsolete? They're clearly obsolete, but seeing that I love gaming and I love gaming in so many different ways, they're never not good enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I kind of see what he's saying. He's more or less saying like once this, once it's done, once they're done making games for it. I feel like that's what he's more or less trying to say instead of like until I don't think he's trying to say once this thing shows that it's not worth a damn anymore. I think he's more or less saying once they stop making stuff for it, then he'll move on to yada yada.
But I still don't feel like it's well, I get the term, but the way that people are using it today in the gaming space is that it's obsolete once you lose the exclusives. And so I took it. So yeah, I must have read that wrong because you're right.
No, I hate when people say it when it's not exclusive, it's now no good anymore or something like that, because it's just like at the end of the day, it's just how do you want to play your games? How do you want to play your games? If you like playing your games that way, then it's fine. If you don't, then you can do something else.
Yeah, no,
but it doesn't make one any better than another, in my opinion, especially if they're in the same gen.
Right, and Ozzy fan said, yeah, that's exactly what he meant, what you said, him. So yeah, because I took it as what people has been saying. Like I've seen what Tim Dog is saying, I'm seeing what Crap is saying, I'm seeing what other people are saying.
And Crap lost his mind. Like, I don't know why he keeps telling people he's an Xbox fan. It's clear as day.
Well, no,
it's clear as day that there's no way you can be a fan and be that angry,
right,
all the time,
right,
like.
Right. Yeah, it's not. It's not it's actually sad to see. It's sad to see people that have said that has been an Xbox fan and then they're for whatever reason that they don't. But look, I'm a PlayStation fan. I'm not diehard PlayStation fan like I used to. And the one reason why I'm talking about PlayStation the way that I do is because I don't like their practices and the fact that I feel that their fan base is there. But I'm not going to stop buying. I'm not going to, I'm not going to stop buying PlayStation products. I'm not going to sit there and stop buying Sony products. It's just more of my thing is that, I talk about what Sony needs to do better for their fan base, and I'm included in that because I buy their products. But you got these people that will go so far to saying that they won't even buy an Xbox anymore. Or they won't even support Xbox games because it's something that you don't like. And that to me is sad. It's sad because even when PlayStation fans get mad about, like, let's say Helldrivers does come to Xbox, there's going to be those PlayStation fans that were going to send death threats. They're going to be overly disrespectful, and then talk about that they're going to get rid of the brand and just go straight to PC. I'm going to just tell you guys this: PC is dope, right? PC is amazing. It's not all cracked up. It's not all as cracked up as it be, man. Look, if you are a console gamer and you have been a console gamer all of your gaming life, and you go to PC, you will understand that PC is a great secondary platform. If you haven't started off on PC and knowing the turbulations that you got to go through with that shit, trust me. Because as much as I do enjoy PC. I enjoy PC better than I ever have. It's still not my number one go-to. Man, my Hogwarts Legacy, I got to re-download it to see if they patched it to fix it. I don't even know if it'll work because it's got some kind of weird thing that's going on with the 4080, 4090 and maybe the 4070. I know it's got something to do with the newer NVIDIA cards, to where it will cut off, and so I will have to try to go through, take some stuff out, and do. And I'm like, man, I'm not trying to do all that. So hopefully they'll put a patch, but they didn't, because I'll be playing Hogwarts Legacy and getting into it and ready to dive completely in, and then the game will just cut off. And then the game, and then if I don't just save it every 5 or 10 minutes, then I lose where my place is in the game unless I find a save point. And so I just had to uninstall it. You know what I mean? So that's the type of shit you got to deal with. If you're dealing with that on a console, you can get that fixed. That will get patched for sure. So PC is great. Don't get it twisted, but it ain't all what it's cracked up to be sometimes. All right, so let's do this last topic and then get the hell out of here. Paramount's for sale, and they're talking about Sony and Amazon is the front runner. Is there any concern about the TV shows or anything if Sony gets a hold of it? I don't think it would be, in my opinion, but
no, I want Sony to do it.
You want Sony to get it? Okay, so why? What's the deal?
Yeah. I just want them to like people get it fucked up and hear me like saying what I like to see from Xbox and whatnot. Like I like the growth from them and stuff like that, and them getting publishers and stuff like that. I want Sony to do the same thing too. Don't get it fucked up. I want Sony to do the same thing too, because in my opinion, it's just like if these companies are looking to get purchased, something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I find it very disingenuous when some of these people come through here and say these companies buying up all these other companies. That ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. And it's like, yo, the other company has to agree too. Right. they're not just getting taken and just taken into the closet and locked away. Like they're not doing it without free will or anything. Like this is like it takes two to tango here. So like if Paramount's looking to sell, then if Sony doesn't get them, somebody else is going to. That's how I looked at it with the whole Activision Blizzard thing. Oh, everybody's, oh, why would Xbox do that? What do you mean, why would Xbox do that? What the fuck are you talking about? One of the biggest games, like, if not the biggest game in the world, is saying, somebody help me. We need to get purchased. We're down bad. Do you think the execs over at Microsoft or at Sony are like, you know what? I'd hate to, look a little too powerful over here. I don't want to do that. like what the fuck are y'all talking about? Of course they're gonna like yo, if they can afford them, they're gonna buy it. Like Lil Flip said back in the day, see it, want it, buy it, own it. Simple as that. Like, and I don't understand why people get mad at the purchase, the company that's making the purchase. It just makes no sense. They're just trying to provide you more things. They're trying to provide you more things in a more timely manner, in a more comfortable manner for the business that they're purchasing, right. Supposedly, right? I don't think Microsoft was like, you know what I want to do is buy a company and have a bunch of shit I gotta fix.
Right.
I don't think they want to do that, but at the same time, Microsoft is a mega corporation that continues to buy things because that's what mega corporations do. Sony does the same thing. Sony just bought a bunch of stuff last year if you weren't paying attention. They bought mobile. They bought mobile brands. They even bought a fucking headphone brand. Like they're buying all sorts of different things. Not a word.
Nope.
Not a word. And to me, that's just silly. That's just silly. Like these companies are out here trying to make money and trying to provide and trying to provide you something that may be possibly dying. So like Call of Duty, the development and whatnot, the actual workforce, not happy. They wanted change. They wanted somebody to say, hey, I got you. We're going to fix this shit because y'all are looking fucked up. So that's what they did. Bungie, same fucking thing. They had their stipulations, but Sony had their needs. And I'm not going to dog. I was a little shaken when I seen that Sony got Bungie because I'm like, damn, that used to be Xbox, right?
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
I didn't love seeing that, but I remember specifically saying as well, I hope they can pull them up out the gutter. I hope that they can make Bungie have a little bit more variety. I hope maybe we could see the mashup between the whole Sony quality standard and the live service standard, because that would be a wonderful thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I don't understand people's need to knock things like that. Like if Sony's looking to buy Paramount and they see something good in it, I want them to get it. Because Paramount is clearly saying, hey, we'd like a little assistance. If they're saying that, give it to them. I'm just a consumer, so this shit don't bother me.
Right.
Carry on.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. Like, I mean, that's just the reality of it. I look at it. I don't. When people say, "Well, I'm feared because of Fallout, Halo," Sony is not going to stop those shows. Those are two of the most popular shows on Paramount. They're going to sit there. But Sony is going to add more to that. And the only question that I have out of it, if Sony does get Paramount, is why is the FTC? Because this is not towards Sony. Sony's going to do what it has to do. You know what I mean? So why is the FTC or the CMA not looking at them and what they're doing when they're buying up? Because they bought all of the anime. They've got Billy, they got Crunchyroll, they got Funimation. Nobody questioned them on it. Now they're going to get into Paramount, and then they're getting other stuff that's all movie-related stuff. Is that not looking like a monopoly? But if it's not, then that's what I'm saying. Like, that's my only thing. I don't care if Sony gets them or not. Like, as long as because if they keep pretending to Fallout, because I still got to finish watching Fallout. I'll finally watch the second episode. But Halo,
moving like a snail.
Man, bro, I'm playing Suicide Squad, man. I'm having a good time playing it, man. I mean, I'm saying I can only do one thing at a time, So and I'd rather game. But you know what I'm saying? But I'll finish it before it's all said and done. Anyway, but yeah, so I just think that it's and also sports, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying my fun is in the playoffs. So yeah, I just think that it's a more of a situation where it's it's a nothing burger. I was seeing PK in the chat was saying, well, I want Amazon to get them, and I understand because he don't like PlayStation, and I mean it might be better for Amazon. But regardless, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't, like you said, it doesn't really matter. This company is reaching out and saying, we need help. What happened?
Dexardo?
Yeah.
They have an article that says Sony patent autoplay game mode. The mode could allow players to skip over selected gameplay segments.
That's just a patent, right?
Sure. It's a patent, but it's pretty fucking nuts.
Okay, let me read these super chats and then I'm going to get my thoughts on it and we'll get out of here. That's fucking tragic. Okay, so Dronty said Tim Dog doesn't play Xbox games. He only has 20K gamer score. I have 102,000 and I don't even try. Oh my goodness! Don't do that. Don't do my brother like that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Come on now, be nice. I don't know. I haven't looked at Tim Dog's game and score. And if it is 20, wow. That's all I'm going to say on that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? 20,000. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Drawn T again. He says, you guys should try to help me on stream. A lot of Command and Conquer games don't launch. I got, like I said, I got those games. I just haven't added them on there. I need to get more space. And I will. Me and my wife is gonna have to go to Texas. Well, I can order it, but she wants to just kind of have a little trip, so we hang out and stuff. So to go to Micro Center in Dallas, and so I'm that's when I'm finna get my give me more storage, and then I'll add those because I bought them on through the PC sale, where they had all the Command and Conquers, and so yeah, we can go ahead and try to see what's going on. And then Drum T again, brother, you are killing it. You know what I'm saying? Man,
No, he's trying to unlock an achievement.
he is. He has unlocked an achievement. Shit. There you go. If Xbox buys WB, it puts them in another bracket because they will be competing against Sony Pictures, Netflix. Then my grand plan of them buying Take-Two goes through. Brother, you between Everborn talking about oh, my wife is calling me. Between Everborn buying Sega and you and Take-Two, I don't know what to do with both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, thank you, brother. Really, but him. I hope to God Sony doesn't do that because they're thinking the wrong way of how gamers want to play. They're thinking more of how like reviewers like to play games, in my opinion. That's why you got an easy mode for. If you don't want to go through the struggles of something, I don't. I like to get my money's worth. No, I don't like like Dark Souls games like that, all like that. Like what you call it, really threw me off, and I love the hell out of it. Oh my goodness, well I can't think of the name of the game right now. But you know what I'm talking about.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring changed the game for me on not hating that, and I like Sekiro.
Yeah, it definitely. Yeah. It was definitely so relaxing. Elden Ring was.
It was
to where it.
Go ahead.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
No, go ahead. Go. What you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like Elden Ring was such a relaxing introduction into Souls games that by the time that you were done with Elden Ring, it gave you confidence to actually try other Souls games and kind of have a better understanding of what's kind of happening, what's going on, what the loop is like, and whatnot. Because I think that might be one of the hardest things about Souls games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is it's not really the fights that are crazy tough for me. It's the loop that like I just sometimes don't understand. Like opening this specific door, going to talk to this specific person and getting some sort of weird seed and whatever. Like, like some of the things and like I really learned in Elden Ring that looking up stuff on YouTube isn't a big deal. I learned that because I'm one of the people that are I'm very stubborn.
Me too.
I don't like looking things up.
Me neither.
I do not like looking things up. I will waste my time for 3 hours when I know I could just look it up on YouTube and figure it out in 5 minutes.
You are absolutely right.
I will do that. And it pisses me off, but I'm stubborn like that. I just can't help it. Elden Ring said you ain't finna do that over here.
Facts. If you are a noob to any type of Souls game, you going to learn today. You better start looking at people's walkthroughs. I was so lost. There was time, man, when I was in Salida, I was like, why is this shit so hard? It is killing me. And all I did was open up a chest to give me loot, and it poofed me in this world of chaos and big ass shrimp that is one shot killing me. Bro, what is going on? There was so many times that I wanted to give up, but I'm like, it was the relaxing part of it. I don't know why the Dark Souls games pisses me off to the point that where I just don't want to deal with them. But Elden Ring gave me some hope sometimes, especially when you first play and get and you kill those dogs, and then you kill the rat dudes, and then you and then those you get the guys, and then you go into I just don't know. It was just different. If other Dark Souls games gave me a a feel that is because right up Dark Souls 3. Okay, Dark Souls, I never played Dark Souls 2. I only played Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. I bought Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 1 was free. It was a free game on Xbox. The first boss, or it wasn't even a boss, it was a minion. Kicked my ass. I said, fuck this shit. Put it in blend. Dark Souls 3. You fight that silver boss, the guy, get cooked. I'm through. Elden Ring was different because I was expecting the same thing. I'm going to give my boy So Shady his props because he kept on. Mega, you got to get it. I'm telling you, it's different. Try it. Get it. I'm not getting that shit. I'm not wasting my money. Mega, just try it. He was almost to the point of begging to say, I'm telling you, you're going to like this game. And he was right. I liked it so much. I fell in love with it, beat it. And now that DLC, day one, they got me. Elden Ring got me. But yeah, but back to this point, what Sony is doing, man. And that's what makes this weird. Because if you're going to promote games like Demon Souls or these other, because I think Stellar Blade, I have not played Stellar Blade, but from what I hear, it's kind of challenging. It's a hack and slash, but it's a kind of challenging hack and slash. It has a little soul, like from what I understand. I don't know, but I know you played it. So if that's the case, then what are you doing by letting people skip through shit when you're promoting these type of games on your console?
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know. Ham, you got the last word on this one. I hope to God it's just a patent and they don't dare put that in there. But it just sounds like to me, honestly, that it's more for the media so they can just kind of get through shit. I don't know.
Umbra said achievement unlocked, mega goofy.
I know. I put that up there. Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. That's it. All right, man.
Did you read John T's last?
Yeah, where he was talking about the where
WB.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah. So.
All right. And Umbra also goes on to say, yeah, I remember someone tried to tell me he ran through and did everything in the Elden Ring without any guide whatsoever. I was like,
that
bullshit.
Bullshit. I'm telling you, if you did everything and you didn't have the right recipe to kill Melania or whatever her name is, Melania or whatever her damn name is, bro, I swear to God, that chick almost made me give up gaming. It took me a week to beat her. And so I said, what am I doing wrong? I got that blood sword, what I stole from that I killed that one thing where I had that blood samurai sword. I'm like, man, this chick is just, it's too much. So I went through a walkthrough and I went there before and I killed that boss down there, but I didn't know that you had to go in there where all those dead bodies are that were just kind of, where they were all in this tomb, and you had to you had to go down, and to get this crazy like stone shield, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta do all that. Took me, I sit there and I went and got it. It took me a couple of days to do it, right? Got that stone shield, went out there, fought her ass. She killed me. She wasted no time to dispatch me. I said, what am I doing? So I go and I look at another walkthrough. They tell me to go this way. So I go through that hell, get something else. She dispatched me. And I said, okay, I have to put in a concoction. And then I went through another walkthrough. And so I mixed up my thought, what the weapons and shit that I had, and then put all the shit together, strategized for the walkthroughs that I seen, and made the right concoction that made me finally kill her. I swear to God, when I killed that chick, it was like 3:00 in the morning. And I told you it took me a week. And I woke up my wife at 3:00 in the morning. Bro, I was excited as hell. That's when I knew that Elden Ring was different. And to me, the hell that you go through in playing some of these games and having that satisfying feeling of getting past something, I don't ever want to cheat myself out of that thrill, especially as a gamer. And if Sony would allow that to be in their games and people would use it, it's just taking away what makes gaming exciting and great. And I hope Xbox would never implement no trash like that, in my opinion, ever, ever,
That'd
ever.
be nuts.
Never, ever. No,
I don't want no game. Like, what's the point of buying the thing, man? I might as well just buy the movie.
Right. That's what are you doing? That, like, no, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Accessibility for people who have handicaps and stuff like that. I'm all for that. That is exactly what's needed in gaming. I love when I see that. But that's what easy mode is for. Like, I get it. Elden Ring will not have an easy mode or nothing like that. And maybe they might. I don't know. But there's just certain games that you're just not going to get into. And that's just what it is. Like, I'm not going to I know that Loke is like, he loves Football Manager. That is not something I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get into that. That's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? There's just there's plenty of games to play and to sink your teeth into, instead of trying to play everything and then see if you can get an achievement or a trophy for it. That shit is stupid to me. Ham, where can they find you at, brother, man? Great show, great conversation. He said, which boss? He's making fun of me. Umbra's making fun of me because what is her name? Melania? Melania is the former president's wife. What is that crazy psycho chick's name?
Melania?
Man.
Blade of Molecula?
Yeah, that one boss's wife or chick, man. That story was crazy about them. Man, that woman, that whole level where she was just a fucking nightmare. But her ass, she almost gave. I swear, she had me. Man, there was times where I sat there and when she beat me, and I would put the controller down and I would walk. I would go outside and walk around the house because I would be so fucking mad. I would want to hurt somebody. I'm like, what's this? Why? Man, I don't think ever in my life, other than like if I'm playing competitive, get angry. Like, I've never been angry at a single player game like that. Never. But it got so personal with me. Like, I'm going to beat this woman. I'm going to get her. And to me, it didn't even... Beating her, when I got to the final boss, which looked like big old Puff the Magic Dragon. Puff Magic Dragon, purple ass. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even care. When I beat him, I was cool. Like, I got it done. I could brag about it. But when I beat her, that was everything to me. That made me feel like a kid, like an absolute kid again. That bitch, hell with her. You bring her back again, From Software, I promise you, I'm gonna write you a dirty letter. Let her die. Now, if she's playable, I'm with it. But anyway. All right, guys.
I'm mad disappointed right now.
Why? What happened?
This has nothing to do with gaming.
What happened?
You see the Broncos?
What the Broncos do? Did they trade down or something?
They got Zach Wilson. From one Wilson to another. That in my opinion, that's a mad downgrade, but okay.
Bro, what is Sean Payton, man? You know, when you think that you know too damn much, so that means
what he's trying to do, in my opinion?
What is he trying to do?
He's trying to resurrect the idea of Taysom Hill.
Well, no, I mean, Zach Wilson is talented as hell, but he's just so raw. Like, the one thing about it though, when you see these quarterbacks, if you can save them in their second, third year, maybe that might be that might but Zach Wilson's been, I don't know, man. I mean,
this is his third year, I think, right?
No, or is it this is like his fifth year.
No,
he's at the end. This will be his fifth year.
No way, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking that up right now.
It's his fourth, fifth year. It's his fourth, fifth year. because his contract should be up here.
Yeah, he was drafted in 2021.
Yeah, it's 2024, so it's going in his 4th year. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Bro, if somebody picked him up in his 2nd year, then I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, he's got some tools, but bro, Peyton, I don't know, man. He might be past his time.
Like I said, I think he's trying to do. I think he's trying to do what he wasn't able to complete with Taysom Hill with Zach Wilson.
Well, you just gave Mahomes. Gave Mahomes another division. Hopefully,
I know. I just gave him a free win.
Yeah, hopefully the Raiders will give him some hell, but because the Raiders seem to have Mahomes' number, and the Broncos did for a minute there, but man, why draft a quarterback? What are y'all doing? Move up and draft a quarterback.
Maybe they're going to and use Zach Wilson as a.
What did they give up for Wilson?
I don't know. I just seen that. I'm not even sure if they gave up anything. They might have just bought out his contract, the remainder of his contract.
Well, no, they had to give up something. They didn't just pay his contract. They gave up something.
I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't a 1st round pick.
Not a whole lot. I can tell you that.
Yeah, no, it was probably some beans in a old crusty tortilla, but and you know what I'm saying, so in a draft, you know, in a 6th round draft pick or something like that. But still, come on. But you didn't pick
caps in the Nuka-Cola.
But you didn't pick it. It's not like the Rams, because the Rams was in the room. The room was there was rumors the Rams was looking to pick up Zach Wilson. Well, you got Matthew Stafford, so he can learn under him. But this kid's been in the league for 4 years now. So come on, man. No. That's a weird move. We'll see if Sean Payton got the goods like he.
What are y'all doing, Denver? What are y'all doing?
Man, and then y'all lost y'all's wide receiver. And, oh, boy, y'all.
I know. Isn't Judy? Yeah, Judy's gone, right?
Yeah, he's gone. He got traded. So. I guess they saying full rebuild. So I don't know. Let them cook over there. Ozzy said, "I'm a Saints fan." Let me go ahead and let me put that down. He said, "I'm a Saints fan, and I don't." He says, "And I don't where Peyton. I don't know where Peyton is coming from. Taysom is unique. There is only one. Breeze was just as important as Peyton, if not more, to the Saints' success. Peyton will frustrate you. No, that's the thing." Drew Brees gave life to Sean Payton. You know what I'm saying? Just like Tom Brady to Belichick. I used to think it was the Belichick way because of what you've seen with Garofalo and then the other quarterback that was there that they was winning too. I mean, but no, Tom Brady was the man, and I had to take the L on that because I've said many times it's the system. It's not Tom Brady. Nah, Tom Brady proved me wrong, so I had to take that big L on that. So yeah, no, and now when Belichick didn't have a quarterback, when he picked and chose his quarterback, look what happened. And that quarterback, Mac Jones, is not bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not a bad quarterback, but the way the game has passed them by, and Peyton might be in that category too. So, good luck with that. And you know what I'm saying? And the way that he did Russell Wilson. That was tragic. You know what I'm saying? Didn't want to give him his money and then kind of send him there to get him an incentive. Man, y'all was already done. Why you didn't play the man? You know what I'm saying? So, no, hell no. That's crazy. So, I don't know. But I'm ready to see what my Rams is going to do. Let's go! All right.
Nothing.
Shit. Let's go. But you know what I'm saying? For right now, the only thing I can think about is my Thunder. Let's go! Thunder up, good win. It was a tough win. Y'all young asses was terrifying me because y'all was getting hit across the head, but they're young. They don't know anything about that playoff. Only 2 players knew about the playoffs was Shea and Dort, and they only had 1 stint at it. You know what I'm saying? So and you know what I'm saying in the going back to the bubble. So yeah, so there was a lot of things that they had to learn. And the Pelicans, they got good defense. So yeah, this is a good test for them. You know what I'm saying? I say the Thunder in 6. It could possibly go to 7 if Odu comes back and Zion comes back. But yeah, no, the Thunder should take care of business. and then get cooked in the second round. It's all gravy for me. It's all gravy. The Thunder is 2-3 years ahead of schedule, so it's all gravy. Even if they lose this series, you don't want that because they're the 1 seed, but you know what I'm saying? This is a good experience, a lesson for them, and hopefully Presti will understand we need to get another big man on that team immediately. All right. Everybody have a good one, man. Ham Solo, where can they find you at, brother?
Yeah. You can find me on my channel, TSWS Gaming, here on YouTube. That's where we'll be doing the next episode of the CrossOver podcast.
You sure about that?
Are you testing me right now? What's this?
Bro, just because you got them glasses on don't mean nothing. Just because you had a lady finally give you some kind of looks or some kind of props, don't come up here getting saucy. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Anyways, I ain't taking nothing that he says serious at all. I'm just gonna keep it pushing. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all check us out next Monday on the Sucker Free podcast without K Mega, because
okay, that's
he a sucker. But anyways,
goofy achievement, goofy mega.
But yeah, you can check us out over there next Monday for the CrossOver podcast. Since I didn't have a show on there yet today, I'm actually going to be doing a show a little bit later. Right now, I got Steel Rain that's going to be coming through. Okay, nice. Maggie, of course, you're free to join as well. I'll throw you invite, but you don't have to join if you don't want to. But we're just going to continue to talk about some of the stuff that we talked about here today, and just as news develops throughout the rest of the evening, and just have a good time, chat, talk about like the ongoing forecast of gaming. So
that's right.
Should be a good time.
Yeah. Good time. Yeah, no, just send me the invite, man. See what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you said today or is later on this week?
Yeah. It's gonna be at 8:00 Eastern. 7:00 Lord's time. So.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just hit me up. If I'm not, well, hold on. It's Monday. Rachel Maddow come on 8:00. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll come in. I can watch Rachel a little bit later, and then I'll do Fight Night right afterwards. Yes, because I didn't do Fight Night last night because I didn't know the Thunder game was going to be at 8:30 and it didn't end until almost midnight. And so when I looked, I said, "Damn,
you got a million excuses."
I do got an excuse. I could have just went live, but then I'm like, it's midnight. So I was like, you know what? We'll do it tonight. So we'll do Fight Night tonight, Yobi, for sure. I'm gonna hit up Don. It wasn't my fault. Don was over there doing stuff to his game room, and Don usually hit me up around 8:30, 9:00 on Saturdays and ask him I'm going to stream with him and stuff. And then I was waiting for him, but then he didn't. So I started playing Suicide Squad, and so I got Suicide Squad on the PC. So I was like, oh shit, I guess he was busy with the wife or whatever. It ain't no big deal. And then I seen that there was a message on my Xbox. And then it was asking, to play Halo Infinite. But it was like 12 o'clock. And I was like, oh, shit, bro. I was playing Suicide Squad until like 4 o'clock this morning, until Sunday morning. I didn't even pay attention to nothing. But he was like, oh, it's all good. So, yeah, I'm going to hit him up and see if he wants to do Devin the Gamer tomorrow. But I will be doing Fight Night Sunday tonight for sure, or Fight Night tonight. So hopefully you can come through tonight, Yobi. And then, I could come in there with you and Still Rain if you need me to. No big deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it's up to you. I might have a few other folks in there as well. So yeah, just come through if you want.
Okay. All right. And then just check out. There will be no GRG this Friday. It's my mom's birthday. And I ain't gonna be right. I just won't be right. Trying to do the show, trying to be cool. I'll be emotional as hell, and I don't want to do that. So I'll just probably be. I probably won't even be gaming Friday. I think my wife wants to probably just go somewhere and do something with me, and you know what I'm saying. I'll probably have a bottle on me. Have a bottle with me. So no GRG this Friday, but I will be doing a my thoughts video this Thursday. So that will be coming back, and then man, just we'll try to stream something, man.
I'm happy we're not doing GRG this Friday because I would have been having to do the podcast on the road because I'm going to go see moms.
See your moms? Oh, but that's good, man. See your mom as much as possible, man.
I know, I know you're the first person to say that.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate your mom, even when they're your parents, man. Even when they're quirky and they do goofy shit. You always, you know what I'm saying, and when those times when my mom would call and she would stay on the phone for 2 or 3 hours. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she ain't talking about nothing. You know what I'm saying? But dog, do you miss them when they're gone? So yeah, just always, you know what I'm saying, keep your loved ones, always cherish it. Always cherish it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I do appreciate myself sitting there just listening to those rambling moments where she's talking about bullshit TV shows or something that she's seen on Twitter, on YouTube that was talking about something about Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry or some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? You'll appreciate it. But anyway, man, thank you guys so much. Come and see you guys later on. Drawing TJ, we will definitely talk, you know what I'm saying, to where you can come on to the show sometime. Yeah, so and anybody else that want to come over to the crossover, man, or GRG is pretty loaded, but when we have short times or when we do when I do a my thoughts video or something and people want to hop in, man, just hit me up. You know what I'm saying? I definitely won't mind you guys coming through and giving your thoughts. So everybody have a good one. Peace.